For your 9.3 practice, I'm going to go over a few problems with you. So on page 292, you need to do numbers 13 through 16. And then on page 293, you need to choose any 7 problems. So I'm going to do a few with you to help get you started and thinking of coming across any issues you might have. So if you feel like you can do these without the video, then you go for it. So this one we have 9x, so 9 times x equals 171. So the opposite of multiply is to divide, and again, right, we need to show that we are doing the same thing to both sides, so the opposite of times is divide. So that cancels out to 1x. So I need to do 171 divided by 9 to find out the solution of x. Then when you're done, you can do 9 times x to make sure it equals 171. Number 14 says x divided by 6, so the opposite of dividing by 6 is to times by 6, so that cancels that out. This is like 1/6, so it cancels it out. So over here, we also need to multiply by 6. 15 times 6 will tell us the solution to x. So when we do that, divided by 6, it should equal 15. Okay, over here we have 9/5 x, so we are multiplying by 9/5. So the opposite of that is to divide by 9/5. So if we cancel that out, then I need to do the same thing over here, and I've got to bring it all the way to the back. So we're going to divide by 9/5. So 2 7/10 divided by 9/5. So first thing, I need to make this improper. So 10 times 2 is 20, plus 7 more is 27 over 10. And we are dividing that by 9/5. So now I can actually, on this one, just divide and divide. So I can see that 9 goes into 27 and 5 goes into 10. If they were not nice friendly numbers, then I would want to use the multiplicative inverse and copy dot flop. But because these are friendly numbers, I can just divide. But I've got to make sure that I'm putting the 9/5 in the back and not doing it the opposite way. That will give me a different answer. So 27 divided by 9 and 10 divided by 5. And then you'll want to see that will be improper. So then you're going to want to see how many times the denominator goes into the numerator to simplify it. So 27 divided by 9, 10 divided by 5 will give you the start of that answer. Okay, and over here we have x divided by 4, so the opposite of divide is to times by 4, which cancels that out because it's a fraction. 1/4 times 4 makes it 1. So then over here we have to times by 4. So we have 28.8, and I don't need that 0 because it's in the hundreds. Even if I take it away, there's still 0 hundredths. And I'm going to multiply by 4, and then it's going to have 1 decimal place. So 28 8/10 times 4 will give me the answer to x. Okay, on page 293, you get to choose any 7 problems to do. I've picked 4 or 5 that I'd like to do with you, and I think there's some others you can find that you can do all on your own. So this says that Selena buys 4 peaches that weigh 1 pound in all. So 4 peaches, total of 1 pound. Each peach weighs the same amount. Peaches are on sale for $2.24 per pound. Write and solve, so I have to write and solve an equation to find the cost of P, 1 peach. So I know I bought 4 peaches, so I bought 4 peaches, 4 peas, and that was 1 pound. 1 pound, and I know 1 pound is $2.24. So the 4 peaches I bought cost $2.24. So when I find out how much 1 peach is, I would write times that by 4, and then, or how much 1 peach weighs, times that by 4, there's my 1 pound. So here's my equation. Now I'm going to solve it. So 4 times P I need to undo that. So the opposite of timesing by 4 is to divide by 4 on both sides. So when I have done $2.24 divided by 4, that will tell me the answer to the weight of one, or the cost of one peach. Okay? And then we need to graph that. So whatever one peach is, we need to find that on here and graph it. So I can see here's 1.1. So this is like 10 right here. And there's not 10 to get from 0 to 10 hundredths. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So this first one is 0.02. This is like it cost 2 pennies. It cost 4 cents, 6 cents, 8 cents, 10 cents. So I'm recording how much one peach cost, and each mark is 2 pennies. So here's 10, right? 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So mark that on there. Okay, I am going to do number 5 with you. So right, 3 and 4 are just solve it, do the opposite, and solve it and show your work. Okay, number 5, Mr. Falco baked blueberry muffins several times in May using the recipe here. He used 3 3/4 cups of milk in all, so that's a total. How many times did he bake muffins? So right, 1 cup, 1 1/4 cup of milk is for one recipe, and he used 3 3/4. So I am using this equation. So every time he used 1/4 cup, that's a recipe, and he ended up with 3 3/4. So the opposite of timesing by 1/4 is to divide by 1/4. So I'm showing what I'm doing, so that cancels out. So now over here, we also have to divide by 1/4. So I need to make this improper. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 more is 15 over 4. And we are dividing that by 1 over 4. And these are friendly numbers. I can do 15 divided by 1 and 4 divided by 4 and get myself an answer to how many times T did he make blueberry muffins. Okay, number 6 says that one ride on a city bus cost $1.50. Martina has $18 total on her pass. Write and solve an equation to find out how many rides she can take without loading more money on her bus pass. So I know she has $18, and I know it costs $1.50 every time she rides the bus, or B for bus, or R for rides. It's not matter the variable you choose. So every time it costs $1.50, and I want to see how many she can do to equal 18. So I have $1.50 divided times T. So I'm going to undo that by dividing, and I'm going to divide over here as well. So that cancels out, so I'm just left with T. And let's think about this. So we have 18, and we're dividing it by 1.5. So it's going to be a lot easier if I make everything 10 times bigger. So I'm going to divide by 15, but now I need to make this 10 times bigger so they're balanced. So I'm really doing 15 into 180. So I should have something above the 1, the 8, and the 0. So it can't go into 1. It goes into 18 one time, which is 15. And then we're left with 3. Bring down the 0. 15 goes into 30 12 times. So she can ride the bus exactly 12 times if she has $18 on her bus pass. Okay, and let's look at number 9 here. So all of these, right, we're just undoing. The opposite of divide is to multiply. Opposite of multiply is divide. Opposite of divide is multiply. So here we have, we're timesing, so I want to undo the opposite of multiply is divide. So that cancels out, and I have to do the opposite to both sides. So 105, and I'm dividing by 15. I need something above the 1, the 0, and the 5. So it cannot go into 1, and it can't go into 10. So let's try 15 and times it by 5 to see if we need to go bigger or smaller. So there's 25, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, so we need to go bigger. So let's try 15 times 7. So there's 35. That was not a good 3. And 7, 8, 9, 10, that's 105. So it goes in there exactly 7 times. If I check my work, 15 times 7, which I did right there, is 105. So x equals 7. So every time, identify what are they doing, do the opposite of it to get the variable alone, and do the opposite to both sides to keep your equation balanced. Make sure you choose 7 from page 293 to complete for your practice.